everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you know how we do it over here. Yes, we take care of all of the shout outs, and then, only then, we get into the podcast. So let me run that beautiful bean footage and we'll talk on the other side. All right, y'all, I want to give a quick shout out to my girl 08065. Yes, she came through as usual. She is always coming through. She is always supporting. She is the best of the best. And one of my original readers came through. Yes, the one who helped me to build this tribe. Yes, Jane is one of my original readers. She is always coming through. She is always faithful. She is always here. And I appreciate her so very much. And Tiger Mommy came through. Yes, she did. Tiger Mommy is everything, and she knows she's everything. She is so kind and so sweet and so supportive, and I am so grateful to have her. And Cool Cat Harlem came through. Yes, Cat came through. She is the coolest. She is the kindest. She is just the best. And I am so thankful that she is a part of this tribe. And my girl, Beverly Jackson, 6875, came through. Beverly is a ride or die. She is always riding hard for the read. She is. She is always going to come through. She is always going to support, and I appreciate her so very much. So thank you, Beverly, and thanks to everyone who donated and decided to support the channel today. Y'all are the best. Y'all are. Y'all make this community what it is. And what is it? It's the best community on these internet streets. And y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets. And let me tell you, I have been on these streets and it is a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the confusion. It is pandemonium on these streets. I don't know what to think. I mean, you get a report that Harry and Meghan are going to be in the UK in July. Then you find something to say, no, they're lying. The flying monkeys are lying, and Harry is coming, but Meghan is not, and the babies are not. And then you get another report that Charles is going to pay for the security and provide a royal residence for them. And then you get a report that Charles, his people are pushing back, saying that he will not be paying for security for Harry and his family. I mean, it is so confusing. And the flying monkeys are losing their ever loving minds. I mean, articles are flying out of those presses over there across the pond on Fleet Street. I mean, the whole United Kingdom is drowning in the ink that Fleet Street is producing and putting on the streets by writing articles about Harry and Meghan. I saw a report where they said that the Daily Fail was writing an article an hour on Harry and Meghan. It makes no sense. These hungry wolves are absolutely baying at the door. And we're going to talk about Kitty. She has penned a new think piece in the Telegraphs, and she is out here wanting us to believe that she actually wrote it. But I digress. This think piece is about yearning for connection in a digital world. Yes, Kitty has something to say on that subject. And I believe Kitty is yearning herself because we're going to talk about her behavior at Ascot. Y'all know we talked about her mom's behavior at Ascot in my last podcast. Well, it looks like it's something to talk about when it comes to Kitty, too. Yes, Kitty is out here yearning and looking thirsty. Yes, she is parched. She is not running the honey pot. It looks like Kitty is running a thirst trap. And y'all know we're going to talk about it because we have the video and you know I'm going to play it. And tomorrow here in America is Father's Day. And because of that, you can predict it like clockwork that all of those flying monkeys are going to take shovel in hand and go to the graveyard and dig up a dead body. Yes, they're going to dig up Thomas Markle Sr. Yeah, I got to stop. Yeah, they going to dig up that dead body. So yeah, get ready. We gonna have so many articles about Thomas Markle Sr. We might get one from Scammy. Yeah, she might roll up to her desk and type one out. Or we might get one from Thomas Markle Jr. if he can take time away from his ladyboys there in the Philippines, allegedly. Yes, it's no telling what is coming our way tomorrow. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we got other stuff we're going to talk about. Y'all know how we do it. Y'all need to lock in and understand. I'm not going to keep you long, but I will keep you entertained. And we're going to start with this. And this is so confusing to me. Like I said, it is pandemonium on these internet streets. This article is from Kate Manzi, and it is from the Times. The title of this article has me totally discombobulated because what are they talking about? Saying King refused to be drawn into emotional blackmail security row. My whole thing is, what security row is that? Harry and Meghan has not said a word. The only one out here on these internet streets talking that talk is Willie. He's the one planning all of these stories talking about emotional blackmail. I don't know what security row he is talking about. And if anybody is in a security row, it's him and Willie. Is he not aware that he is a participant in the row? It's not Harry and Meghan. How can you be in a row and you haven't said anything? Harry and Meghan hadn't spoke a word on the topic, but him and Willie are out here on these internet streets leaking like a sieve. But yet and still, he didn't want to be a part of the row that he is having with Willie. He knows he's having a row with Willie because it started at Trooping of the Color. Let's not forget, old Thumbhead said that Willie left and did not stay for the lunch. Why? Because Charles had said that he was going to meet with his grandchildren. Yeah. So if it's a row, it's him and Willie. And stop trying to project all that nonsense on Harry and Meghan. Like I said, nothing. Silence. I mean, not a peep coming from Montecito. And the squatty that posted this said, a king offering his son and grandchildren somewhere to stay during a visit to their own country is not an act of extraordinary grace or reconciliation. It is the absolute baseline any parent or grandparent would extend. What actually merits scrutiny is how this private family matter was briefed straight to at the time before the Sussexes had even responded. Where is the lie. Yes, Charles and Willie is over there leaking like a sieve. And Harry and Meghan has not said one word. But yet and still, they want to make it into a family drama. I knew it. I knew it was going to be like this. Charles, he is dirty. He is. And Willie is equally as dirty as well. These two dirty people want to dirty Harry and Meghan up by projecting their dirt upon them. Now, I am one who said that I wish Harry and Meghan would come out and say one way or the other if they were going to go over across the pond. But boy, was I wrong. Harry and Meghan played this just right. They did to perfection. Harry and Meghan, by not saying anything, is allowing Willie and Charles to show their hand, to show who they are, to show that they're the problem, not Harry and Meghan. I love it. I am so glad that Harry and Meghan do not listen to me because I was wrong. I was big wrong on this one. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But the squatty goes on to say, if the central problem is supposedly a lack of trust, the consistent pipeline from palace sources to front page coverage raises a rather obvious question about which side has the greater difficulty keeping matters private. Yes, Harry and Meghan showed them up. They did. It says Harry and Meghan has been saying for years that nothing involving them stays confidential in this setup. The leaks continue to prove them right. Where's the lie? Yes, I mean the leaks just keep on coming, and they are not coming from Montecito. It is there for everyone to see. Harry and Meghan played the long game and absolutely made Willie and Charles show themselves. I am loving it. Like I said, y'all tell me what y'all think. And this squatty said the last time there was so many leaks about Harry and Meghan was when Harry met Charles in private. Aren't tampons supposed to stop or at least limit leaks? Y'all, I'm telling you, squatties are just everything. They are. They can come up with some stuff, can they not? But yeah, it is so clear that Charles is leaking. Can you imagine how many leaks is going to occur when Harry and Meghan step foot on that miserable island? If they step foot on that miserable island together. I hope Harry and Meghan do not bring their children. I hope Harry comes by himself. I'm going to be honest because this right here has turned into a SHIT show quickly. It went to HE double hockey sticks in 0.6 seconds. I'm just saying. And this squatty right here just made a AI image of Willie. Yes, just turned him into a royal faucet. He is a royal leak, is he not? It says the royal leak. The royal leak is dripping again with whispers, grumbles, and royal disdain. One little rumor and off goes the tap, pouring out drama with every flap, while Harry just laughs and enjoys the map. Yes, Willie is a leak. And this squatty said the only reason the British media and the royal reporters are outraged about, if the report is true, Prince Harry and Meghan visiting the UK for the countdown to Invictus Games and bringing Archie and Lilibet is because they can't make any profit from it. If Harry and Meghan were still senior working royals, the Rota would have access to them. They would have access to exclusive pictures and interviews. It's eating them up inside that they won't be getting any pictures of Archie and Lilibet. This right here is nothing but the truth. Because think back when Harry and Meghan had Archie and they came out to present Archie, Meghan invited American media too. And those flying monkeys, those fools, almost lost their minds because they wanted it to be exclusive. They even complained about the time that Harry and Meghan came out, saying that Harry and Meghan wanted it to coincide with the breakfast shows here in America. Y'all remember that? Yes, they want that exclusivity when it comes to Harry, Meghan, and those children. So, yeah, they are dying inside about this. They are. They have been dying inside about this. That's where some of the vitriol against Harry and Meghan is coming from. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Yes, because they are circling the drain. They are dying. They are losing readership. I mean, hand over fist every month. They are losing readership. I think it was Media Guy, he had posted that the Daily Fail is down 60% readership from last year. How can the Daily Fail continue with this kind of decline and not slip down the drain? Yes, that's why they're flailing around, writing all these ridiculous articles about Harry and Meghan, trying to save themselves. But it's too late. They are going to eventually slip down the drain because they have tightened their belt as tight as they can. They have cut out the fat. They have cut everything that they can cut. And now they are down to the bare bones. And they are still losing money, still in the red. I just love this for them. And they are big mad because their cash cows live in Montecito, California. 5,000 miles away. I love it. Now, this squatty, I don't know where she got her information, but she did post it. And this particular article is saying that all of this is a lie. It's a made up lie from the Telegraph. And the other rags and news entities just followed suit. That is kind of like a snowball going downhill and keep gathering more and more and more as it goes down the hill. More of these news entities are jumping in on this sensationalized story that Harry and Meghan are to be taking their children across the pond to the Invictus One Year to Go event. And so, because of that, everybody has piled on, and the articles are just coming out and coming out and coming out, and it's all built on a lie. Now, I tried to do my due diligence and to do my research to see exactly where this article came from, but this squatty is posting it and said, out of all the publications publishing that Prince Harry and Meghan and their children made up visit as a fact, the BBC's part in it is the most atrocious one. For 3 days, they all knew it was a fabricated story, yet they brought royalist pundits to put on the SHIT show. Beyond shameless. Now, it is an article out there saying this is all lies. It has started with the Telegraph and it has been snowballing downhill ever since. And y'all know in my last podcast, I showed y'all the CNN story. And CNN reported on the story, but then at the very end stated that the source of the article was the British media. Y'all remember that? So that's why I'm like, I'm 50-50. Every day I change. Some days I'm 75-25. Today I'm 50-50 on the article. But I tell you one thing, I'm so glad Harry and Meghan has not said anything because Charles and Willie are just playing themselves out to be the fools we all knew they were. And this squatty right here is saying if Harry and Meghan does come to the United Kingdom with their children and they are welcomed with open arms from Charles, this right here is the reason. This squatty said that family needs all the Prince Harry and Meghan stories that they and the UK media can muster making up. With approval ratings at 45%, the gloomy balcony display, the steep descent showcased during trooping, its eggs in Willie and Kate's face, the supposed future of the monarchy. Y'all know I said that. I said I had saw an article where they were trying to say that George was overshadowing Harry. Yeah, it's like they have given up on Willie and Kitty and gone to the new generation, pretty much saying that Willie and Kitty can't overshadow anybody. And so they're looking to George. So I agree with this squatty. When Charles steps on the podium of the train to glory and punches his ticket, and Willie and Kitty ascend to the throne, future king and queen dumb as a rock is not going to make a iota of a difference from Charles and his horse, who is presently deeply, deeply unpopular. Yes, Willie and Kitty ain't gonna change nothing when they get the big hats. That's why they said reason for the flurry of articles on Harry and Meghan alleged visit to the UK, with King Charles III offering accommodations and high-level security, is down to a new Savannah poll which shows that the unroyal popularity at an all-time low of 45%. They're just using the successes to try and improve their image. Y'all know we talked about this last night. Yeah, I said it in my last podcast that for Charles, this is all about PR. He is deeply, deeply unpopular. He is circling the drain. His whole reign is absolutely a disaster. And because of that, he needs a lifesaver. And who is the lifesaver? That would be the Sussex family. So, yeah, I agree with this squatty. It is not about the love that Charles has for his son. It is about this poll coming out showing that the royal family's popularity is underwater. This squatty said, hashtag not my king meets Archie and Lilibeth. Meanwhile, his palace has been accused of weaponizing the family against Meghan and leaking negative stories about her. This isn't about a reunion. It's a PR move. And y'all know I have said that from the beginning, that it is always a PR move for that family. I don't care what it is. It is all about how it looks and what good press they can get out of it. This right here is a repost, and the original post said Australian trip did something. Yes, it absolutely did. And I believe that it really started the wheels to turn over there at Buckingham Palace because Australia is a whole different animal from Nigeria and Colombia and South Africa. It is a whole different animal. When Harry and Meghan showed up in Australia and was embraced and celebrated, it did something. This squatter said yes, and to be honest, I think the monarchy and the government want some excitement, some good press. Exactly. It's all about that. It's not about a loving father who wants to see his son and his grandchildren and his daughter in law. No, it's not about that. It is about the shine that comes along with the Sussex family. That is what Charles is interested in. And it goes on to say, what better way to get a buzz going than the triumphant return of the Sussex family to the UK? And not because someone died, but because they wanted to come. Yeah, it's all about Charles and what he can get out of it. He is going to try to get all he can out of his association with Harry, Meghan, and those babies. He is going to try to set himself up to be the ideal grandpa to Harry and Meghan's two kids. He is. And I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't get pictures. I said that in my last podcast. It's all about Charles all the time. Everything is about Charles in his mind. And this too is about Charles. If it happens, it's about Charles. If it doesn't happen, they're going to make it about Charles, how he is wounded. Harry did not bring the children, how he wants to see his grandchildren, and Harry is keeping them away from him. It is going to be milked in every way possible. As I looked at this, I said, this could be a setup. Them setting Harry and Meghan up to say no and then milk it as Charles being the victim and Harry and Meghan being the villains. Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments. Is Charles trying to set Harry and Meghan up? It came across my mind today, I must say. This looks like it has the potential of being a setup. And I'm going to put this up. Y'all remember this article from my last podcast from Tom Thumbhead Sykes? The title being Exclusive Raging William Shines Charles Over Harry and Meghan Invite. William sees Meghan and Harry developments as proof that his weak father has been emotionally blackmailed with relations between the two men at a new low. Y'all remember that? Willie coming out planning this story with his favorite Tom Thumbhead Sykes flying monkey. Yes, saying that Charles is being emotionally blackmailed by Harry, while at the same time using Tom Thumbhead Sykes' article to do the exact same thing you are accusing Harry of doing. This is what Zanny Sussex said. She said, William claiming Charles is being emotionally blackmailed, even as himself tries to publicly threaten and blackmail his father, is the most tone-deaf thing I've seen in a long time. Exactly. I mean, you're going to say that someone who hadn't said anything, hadn't put anything out, you're planning a story threatening your father and emotionally blackmailing him and accusing someone else of doing what you are presently doing right there for everyone to see. If it didn't have so much real life consequences to it, it would be hilarious because you cannot tell me Willie is this thick. And I wanted to feature this article again because Willie kind of gave all the flying monkeys their marching order. I mean, every article that has come out talking about this situation uses the word emotional blackmail. Look at this. This squatty posted Big Back Becky's post, and this is what she said. It feels like emotional blackmail as Harry and Meghan announced return to Britain with Archie and Lilibeth. Insiders said that they fear decision to bring children is nothing more than manipulation of roles and a bid for huge global publicity. Well, let me say this. Harry and Meghan do not need that family for a huge global publicity. They got it when they went to Colombia. They got it when they went to Nigeria. They got it when they went to Australia. They got it when they went to Jordan. So they don't need that family for global publicity. But you know what? That family needs Harry. It needs Meghan. It needs those children for global publicity because those left behinds over there could not draw enough interest if they ran beside the Thames River to downtown London buck naked. They could not get as much global publicity if Harry and Meghan went to lunch. So I don't know the point that Big Back Becky is trying to make, but it is only one side of this coin that really needs the other one, and that would be that family. Because, like I said, Harry and Meghan can get global publicity anytime that they get ready. Every time that Meghan does an event, post on her Instagram, do an interview, or just goes out to lunch, she gets huge global publicity. So I don't know what Big Back Becky has been smoking, but she definitely has been smoking something if she thinks that Harry and Meghan needs that family. And the part where she says, as Harry and Meghan announced return, Harry and Meghan hadn't announced anything. You see how these people lie? You see how they manipulate. That big back, she knows what she's doing, and she is clearly trying to manipulate the people. The squatty that posted this said Tom Sykes quoted emotional blackmail. Kate Manzi quoted emotional blackmail. Now Becky English is quoting emotional blackmail. Who is the royal who is connected to all three of these vultures? I wonder. William is as stupid as he is predictable. Where is the lie? Where is it? You can tell. The flying monkeys was given their orders and they are following through. Keyword emotional blackmail. And this squad is saying UK media, what Harry and Meghan are doing is emotional blackmail. Harry and Meghan hasn't done or said a thing. It's literally the British journalists making up stories and replying to each other while pretending these things come directly from Harry and Meghan. It's called mental illness. Where is the lie? Y'all know I just highlighted how Big Back Becky worded her post to insinuate that Harry and Meghan had made an announcement when Harry and Meghan hasn't said a word. This is what these people do. This squatter said, how is returning to your homeland emotional blackmail? Damn idiots. Exactly. Harry is just returning home. He was born, raised, and is a citizen of the United Kingdom. How is that emotional blackmail? And how is it emotional blackmail when you just want your father to have a relationship with your children, his grandchildren? I mean, this is so strange to me. These people, they can't be real. They can't be human. That's why I call them lizard people, because they absolutely cannot be real. And this squatty posted this article that said, appalled, Prince William shunned weak King Charles for greenlighting Harry and Meghan's UK return. Prince William is raging with King Charles for inviting Prince Harry and Meghan back to the UK and paying for it. Yeah, lizard people. Because this right here, it cannot be real. This squatty said William is getting dragged on social for standing between a father and son's reconciliation. People are reminding him of who the current king is. Another comment that kept popping up is, this might be you and Louis one day. Then what? Yeah, it absolutely could be him and Louis. Because the way that institution raised children, they raised them to be adversaries instead of allies. This squatty said, give a man power and he will show you who he is. William only confirms why Prince Harry has kept a permanent space between the brothers. William bears all the hallmarks of a narcissistic sociopath. Now, I'm not going to diagnose him. I used to diagnose people, but I'm not going to diagnose him. But he definitely has some of the traits. I'm just saying, allegedly. And this what he said, I have found the diagnosis for William's affliction, and it is narcissistic obsession. This is where a narcissist like Bully Boy has a huge ego that needs to be fed, so they often continue trying to exert control over the person they are obsessed with. William is obsessed with Prince Harry's likability and popularity. This has resulted in a narcissistic injury resulting from the publication of Spare when his inflated self-image and grandiosity was exposed. Prince Harry challenged his perceived perfection, superiority, and sense of entitlement. Now we have a diagnosis. All we need him to do now is to seek treatment. Woo, I'm telling you, we have so many mental health clinicians up in here. Yeah, and I agree with this squatty, and I am going to play a video. And the video is not about Willie and Prince Harry. It is about one that shall not be named, his obsession with President Obama. But all you got to do is take those names out and plug in Willie and Harry. You absolutely got the same thing going on, what this particular squatty is talking about. So I am going to play the video and we'll talk on the other side.
I've been wondering for years why Trump is obsessed with Barack Obama. So I decided to do some research on narcissistic obsession to understand what's actually going on here. Trump has tried to reverse every Obama policy he could find, even when those policies were working. He spent years claiming Obama was not born in America with zero evidence. He tried to erase Obama's name from government websites and official records. And every time Trump speaks, he brings up Barack Obama. He literally can't keep Obama's name out of his mouth. Why is Trump so obsessed with Barack Obama? I had to find out. Here are the 5 psychological reasons Trump is absolutely obsessed with Barack Obama. 1. The mirror. Trump cannot stop comparing himself to Obama. At rallies, in interviews, on social media, Trump brings up Obama's name in every press conference, even when Obama has nothing to do with that press conference. He can't help himself. He is absolutely obsessed with Obama. Heinz Cahoot at the University of Chicago spent his career studying what happens when a person's sense of self is confronted with someone who has everything they believe they deserve but cannot attain themselves. He found that for people who built their identity around a false sense of superiority while encountering someone genuinely superior produces a specific and devastating kind of pain. Psychologists call this narcissistic injury. Narcissistic injury is a specific psychological wound a person experiences when confronted with someone who has the qualities, achievements, and admiration they believe they should have. Obama is self-made. Trump inherited everything from his father. Obama is respected across party lines. Trump is defended only by people who need him. Obama speaks in full sentences about complex ideas. Trump clearly cannot speak in full sentences, and he has no idea about complex ideas. Obama is calm, contained, and at peace with himself, in a way that no amount of money or power can manufacture. Every time Trump sees Obama, he sees the proof of everything he is not. He doesn't hate Obama. Trump experiences the most painful thing a narcissist can experience, a mirror that shows him the truth, that they are weak and the person they envy is strong. 2.
And that kind of fit Willie and Kitty, doesn't it? And that press over there, that entire family. This squatty said, wow, the same playbook being used by the palace and press against Duchess Meghan to try and either erase or break her. Exactly. They really tried to break her, and they came close to it. But they just could not close the deal because Harry was not having it. Yes, I must say, this I find very, very interesting. And it checks a lot of boxes that help us to understand what is going on with the obsession that these people have with Meghan and Harry as a couple. This video makes it very clear that the obsession is about the one who is obsessed and not the one that they are obsessing on. And we're going to switch gears because Kitty wrote a think piece for the Telegraph. At least that is the lie that Kensington Palace is telling us that she wrote. And you know what? This is so ridiculous because Kitty never wrote anything before Meghan started editing magazines and writing articles for the New York Times and on and on and on. Kitty never even thought about, well, let me rewind that. Kensington Palace never even thought about signing Kitty's name to something somebody else wrote and letting her have the credit for a think piece. Because let's not get it twisted, Kitty did not write this. But this is what the Telegraph wants us to believe. It says the Princess of Wales said, many adults now yearn for something other than an increasingly digital world. If healing in life is about rediscovering our most important connections, then perhaps the real task is to ensure that they are never lost in the first place. And the title of the article is Everyone Should Embrace Their Inner Child. Yes, this is what they want us to believe, Kate wrote. Yes, Kate, who can't tie together two sentences without tripping up herself and tying herself in 2 or 3 knots. Yes. And this what it said, copycat Kitty strikes again. Yes, we know that Kitty never even thought about getting someone else to write a think piece for her so she could sign her name and pretend like she is some kind of intellectual. Yes, she didn't even think of that until Meghan actually did write think pieces and get them published in the New York Times and other big name publications. But I digress. We all know that Kitty did not write this. Someone from Kensington Palace probably sit down and knocked it out. I hope they used Chat GPT because the last time they presented something as Kitty's, it was all misspelled and the sentence structure was atrocious. But I digress again. This is from the Daily Fail. It says Princess of Wales pens personal essay about the need for love and genuine human connection as children battle increasingly digital world. And the kids are not the only one out here battling Cause Kate seems like she is battling because she is thirsty. And children are not the only one who is craving human connection because it is a video out and Kate is doing all she can to get a human connection, if you know what I mean, from this man. She is clearly flirting with him and she clearly is a thirst trap. Yes, I said it, a thirst trap, because you can tell this woman is parched. She is thirsty because she is flirting with everything in her. She is looking at him like he is the last bottle of water on the shelf. So we're going to play the video, of course, and we'll talk on the other side.
Girl, really?
Oh, somebody has been having some long nights. Yes, it has been some long nights. And it is dry as a desert. Yes, because the thirst trap is real. This squatty said William never engaged in conversation like this with Kate. She announced her remission in January of 2025. William should be over the moon. His wife of 15 years together for over 20 is alive and well. The whale's marriage is dead in the water. Yes, and his wife is thirsty as someone who has been walking the Mojave Desert. The lips are parched, let me tell you.
Shout the season, man. Shout the season, man.
And this is a repost from one of my favorite squatties, Henry the Eighth. And the original post said, Kate Middleton looking very animated and very flirty, talking with the man standing very, very close to each other at the Royal Box in Ascot. We haven't seen her so comfortable around William in ages. Yeah, they don't act like that. They do not act like that. And Henry the Eighth said, I am old enough to remember when William acted like an actual person around Kate. I think she was trying to say Kate instead of Sophie. They are so stiff with each other. But yeah, let's hear about the prima impending Sussex divorce for the 1000th time. Yes, can you imagine Meghan doing this and not generating thousands upon thousands of articles about how she is a hussy and a slut, and Harry has to divorce her because she has shamed him in some kind of way? The marriage must end. They're getting a divorce. You can imagine the headlines. But when Kitty does this, crickets. Just like her mom being drunk and Kitty having to come in and regulate and calm her down. Nothing was said about that. Crickets as well. But if that was Doria, oh, it would be think pieces. It would be article after article after article. It would be panel after panel after panel. But if Meghan behaved like this, they would absolutely crucify her. And I'm not talking figurative, I'm talking literally. And tomorrow is Father's Day. And like I said earlier, The British media is going to take shovel in hand and go dig up a dead body. And they will feast on the corpse of Thomas Markle Sr. Get ready for them to play all the hits. Yes, they're going to go through the playlist. And this squatty said, with Father's Day tomorrow, don't forget Harry and Meghan forgave Thomas Markle Sr. for the stage photos. He then sought all over their forgiveness and continued to collude with the British media and the Rangers, not to mention the horrid halflings. Yes, scammy. The one that allegedly scams credit card companies and don't pay their bills. Like I said, that's allegedly. And the other one allegedly is a wife beater and a ladyboy lover. Yes, allegedly. I do not know if this is true, but this is just a word on the curb. I don't know. And y'all, I am putting up the front page of the Daily Fail tomorrow. You know it's going to be like this. They are going to go through all of the greatest hits. Yes. As you can see, it says Thomas Markle. I just want to see my daughter. Yes. I just want to see my daughter. And you know that's exactly what the Daily Fail is going to say. It says same time, different year. The father who sold out his daughter. Exactly. And y'all know I love to end on a positive note. And I saw this post and I wanted to share. It says, this woman right here, why does Meghan Markle's very existence seems to trigger so many people? She is intelligent, accomplished, and kind, a devoted mother and wife who continues to move forward with remarkable grace despite years of intense scrutiny. Yet simply being herself appears to unsettle countless critics. I truly don't understand it. What is it about strong, successful biracial women living life on their own terms that stir such strong reactions? Because when they can't be like you, they try to destroy you. All right, y'all. I really enjoyed our time together, and I will be seeing you soon. If you want to support the channel, it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. All you have to do is click the three little dots, and our super thanks is right there. If you want to be a part of the reading club here on YouTube, look below. The link is right there. And if you don't want to have anything to do with YouTube, just scurry on over to patreon.com and put in patreon.com/the Royal Read, and you can support me over there, or you could just do a free membership because I am posting over there all the time. Now, I don't post about just Harry and Meghan over there. I post whatever I feel is funny, something I have run into on these internet streets and just want to share. I posted over there. So yeah, it is fun over there. So you can join for free or you can support me over there as well. You can support me by going to buy me a coffee/the Royal Read. You can support me that way. I also have PayPal and Cash App that is all in my bio. And one more thing, if you have the hype button, please, please, please hype your girl up because that right there really helps the channel to grow. Our community really starts to grow. And I would appreciate it so very much because it really puts the video out and gets new eyeballs. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all really soon. Bye.